Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, we'll be learning how to build a dynamic form control with Angular Reactive Form. If you're not familiar with reactive forms, don't worry, we'll cover the basics before diving into the dynamic controls. So basically, reactive forms are a powerful tool in Angular for building forms that are more scalable, reusable, and maintainable. With reactive forms, we can build complex forms with ease and also make them more dynamic by adding and removing form controls at runtime. In this tutorial, we will create a simple form that allows users to add and remove input fields dynamically. So let's get started. Right here, I have a simple application, right? And this is the demo for the dynamic form control. So here I can add a quantity. I can add another quantity, and you can see it's numbering it for me. I can add another quantity again, like t, and I can also remove this, add another again. Let's do 34, let's do 50, and let's see if we can console log the data. If I do submit, yes, our data is coming in 30, 35, and 50. All right, so let's dive right in. Right here, I have a simple application that is running on localhost 57393, which is right here. Okay, and so let's dive right in. So first thing I'm going to do is just going to remove the default templates. Move this guy right here. All right, just still more. Okay, let's remove this, and okay, cool. Let's create our form. So right here, I'm going to do ngc. I'm just going to call it form, and going to skip tests and make it standalone. All right, we have our form right here. So let's dive right in. So I'm going to create a div, and I'm going to give it a class of container, and I'm going to create another div right here, and this div is going to contain our form. I'm going to remove this, and so we're going to use the form group, and we give it a name of form data, and the role of this form, the role is form actually, and then we do our ng submit. So basically we are calling our onSubmit method in our .ts. We've not created that yet, and we are passing in the form data dot value, like so. Okay, so let's go over to our .ts file. Right here, what I want to do is I'm going to import the reactive forms module right here, and I'm going to create my form data right here of type form group. Then I'm going to have a constructor, private builder, form builder, okay, like so. Okay, and in my engine on init, I'm going to build my form. So this dot form builder equals to this dot builder dot group, like so, and let's call this quantities. See this builder dot array, and this builder dot control. Set it to null. All right, so let's go back to, okay, you still have one more error, which is on submit. Just going to copy this right here and paste this. We are taking the form data, going to be of type any. So basically we want to console log our form data right here. All right, so I'll call this form data. Okay, so the errors are gone. Okay, so let's proceed then with our templates. Okay, so I'm going to do another div and call h2. I'm going to call this order form, and first off, let's display our form. Let's see what it looks like. So let's go to our app.routing.module, and I'm going to come right here, and basically I just want to display. So make it the first part, the first path, I should say. So let's say this. Okay, our form is right here. Okay, cool. So let's do some basic styling, a general style basically, and let's just get this right out of the way. Justify content center. Okay, like so. Cool. And let's get back right here, and let's add. So how we're going to achieve this is we are going to add three functions in our .ts. The first function is to add the item. The second one, so to add item. The second one is to remove or delete the item. So to add the item, I'm going to do this dot form data dot get. So we get the form control name, which is quantities, like so. All right, and then we do as form array. Okay, like so, and then we do dot push. So what are we pushing? We are pushing this dot builder dot control. We'll set it to null. That's for the first part. The second part is to delete the item. So here we are taking the index. We are going to set it at type any, and almost same thing like we did before. This dot form data dot get the quantities, which is the name of our form control, and set it as form array dot remove at the index. The next thing is we want to get all of the form controls, so do get quantities. All right, we are going to pull this from the abstract class, abstract control, and we are returning form array this dot form data dot get quantities. All right, okay, so these are the methods that we need to have. Three methods, so the add control, the delete item, and the get quantities right here. Okay, so we are done with this aspect. Let's go back to our template. In our templates, we just need to display the item itself. So I'm going to do div, and we're going to do an ng4. So let's quantity of get quantities. All right, let's I equals to index. Okay, so at any time you add a quantity, also add a label, and we're going to call this item quantity, and we are going to add the index here. Okay, so let's create another div. I'm actually going to give this a class of add items. Okay, this takes in our input of type text, and we're going to do form control. All right, so we're going to do at any quantity. So right here I'm going to add our span, which is going to house the delete icon. So here I'm going to do a click and delete item. So we are taking the index. Okay, going to add my SVG right here. All right, so let's add our styles. Just going to copy the styles and paste it right here. All right, so we have our styles here. Okay, so our form is looking good. All right, so we have our order form here, and we have the item quantity, and then we have the delete right here. So let's go and add our button. So for the button, we're just going to do a div right here, and we also need to add, which is it, click, and this adds the item. So we do add item. Then we need another button, another div. We need another div to add our button. So this is of type submit, and we have submit. Okay, cool, looks cool. Let's see if this works. Let's delete. Great, our delete works. So let's do 30, add another item, another item, another item. So let's console log the data. Alright, data is coming in. Alright, welcome back. We have our dynamic form control. We can add a new form control and we can also delete a new form control. One last thing we need to do is, if you check in the input form, the input control, I can type in alphabet, but the idea of this input is to take in number, strictly number. So if I do this, it goes, but then again it accepts alphabet. So let's create a directive to accept only numbers. To create a directive, I'm going to switch into my form folder and I'm going to do ng, that's ng generate d for directive. The name of the directive is numbers only, and I'm going to skip tests, and it's going to be a standalone. Alright, we have our directive in the form folder, which is nice. So let's quickly do this. Private constructor, I'm going to call the element ref. Then I also need my host listener to listen on the event. So we are taking in event. For now, do type any, and let's do a const of initial value. Dot native element and dot value. Okay. Then we do this dot initial value. Sorry, this dot L, the element, the native element, dot value. We say initial value dot replace. Okay. Then this is where our regex comes in handy. Then we do event dot stop propagation. Okay. So we need to do if initial value is not equals to this dot L dot native element dot value, then we need to stop the event propagation. Okay, this looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to change this to numbers only. All right, so let's come over to our form component and import it here. Numbers only directive, and then you just go to our template and add it in our input. So in our input we have numbers only. So let's try it out. Okay, I'm trying to type in alphabet right now. It isn't accepting alphabet. Then if I do number, it accepts number. So let's try this again. And you can delete, add, and also submit the data in the console. All right, that's it for this particular tutorial. If you found this useful, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Watch all of my videos. All right, Bye for now. Catch you on the next one.